What if I told you that before Noah's flood, before the great judgment fell upon humanity, one man was chosen to witness the ultimate secrets of creation itself? A man who walked beyond the veil of mortality and gazed upon the very throne of the Almighty, and lived to tell about it. His name was Enoch, and what he saw in the 10 heavens above will shake you to your core. In the ancient world, when giants walked the earth and the sons of God mingled with the daughters of men, there lived a righteous man whose life would transcend the boundaries of human existence. Enoch, son of Jared, walked with God for 365 years, a number that echoes the very cycle of creation itself. But this wasn't just any ordinary man. The scriptures tell us that Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. Yet the full story, the terrifying, magnificent truth of what actually happened to Enoch has been hidden in ancient texts that few dare to explore. The second Book of Enoch, preserved in Slavonic manuscripts and whispered about in scholarly circles, contains perhaps the most detailed account of heavenly ascension ever recorded. What Enoch witnessed during his supernatural journey reveals layers of divine reality that will challenge everything you thought you knew about heaven, hell, and the cosmic order. Picture this: Enoch, at 365 years old, resting alone in his house when suddenly overwhelming distress floods his heart. He weeps in his sleep, not understanding the spiritual turmoil consuming him. Then, in a moment that would change eternity, two beings appear so massive, so radiant, that no earthly comparison could capture their glory. Their faces blazed like the sun itself. Their eyes burned with the intensity of living fire. From their lips came forth flames, and their purple robes seemed to contain the very essence of divine authority. Their wings outshone gold, their hands whiter than fresh snow. "Have courage, Enoch," they spoke with voices that carried the weight of eternity. "Do not fear. The eternal God has sent us to you. Today you shall ascend with us into heaven." The angels bore Enoch upward on their wings, beyond the familiar blue of earthly skies, into the first heaven. Here, suspended above clouds greater than any earthly formation, Enoch witnessed the cosmic machinery of creation itself. 200 angels ruled the stars, conducting their celestial dance with precision beyond human comprehension. Below them stretched treasure houses of snow, guarded by fearsome angelic beings. The very elements that humans take for granted, rain, dew, wind, stored in magnificent cosmic warehouses, waiting for divine command. But this was only the beginning. Each heaven would reveal darker mysteries and greater glories than the last. The second heaven held horrors that made Enoch's blood run cold. Here, in darkness deeper than any earthly night, hung the first rebel angels who had rejected God's commands and followed their own will. Their prince, we learn, was imprisoned in the fifth heaven, but these lesser fallen ones remained here, weeping endlessly, awaiting the great and boundless judgment. When these tormented beings saw Enoch, they cried out, "Man of God, pray for us to the Lord." But Enoch, overwhelmed by the magnitude of divine justice, could only respond with human humility. "Who am I, a mortal man, that I should pray for angels?" This scene reveals a cosmic truth that shakes the foundation of reality itself. Even the mighty angels are subject to God's judgment, and their rebellion has consequences that echo through eternity. The third heaven split Enoch's experience between ultimate beauty and ultimate terror. On one side lay paradisia garden of indescribable beauty, where the tree of life stood in the center, surrounded by flowing springs of honey, milk, oil, and wine. 300 bright angels sang perpetually, their voices creating a symphony of worship that never ceased. This paradise, Enoch learned, was prepared for the righteous, those who endured persecution, fed the hungry, clothed the naked, and walked without fault before the Lord. But on the northern side of this same heaven, Enoch witnessed the flip side of divine justice, a place of cruel darkness, where flames burned without light, where frost and fire existed simultaneously in torment beyond description. Here awaited eternal punishment for those who dishonored God-child corrupters, practitioners of dark magic, murderers, thieves, and those who worshipped lifeless idols while ignoring the cries of the poor and hungry. The duality of this heaven reveals a profound truth. Divine justice and divine mercy exist side by side, separated only by the choices we make. In the fourth heaven, Enoch beheld the magnificent cosmic dance of the sun and moon. Here he learned that the sun's light surpassed the moon's, guided by 4 great stars, each commanding 1,000 lesser stars. 8,000 stars in total accompanied the sun's daily journey, attended by 15 myriads of angels. But most fascinating were the creatures called phoenix and caladra beings, with the feet and tails of lions, crocodile heads, and wings like angels. These magnificent creatures, measuring 900 units, bore rainbow-colored appearances and attended the sun itself, carrying heat and dew as commanded by the Almighty. Enoch witnessed the sun's journey through 6 great gates, each precisely measured, following the regulation of seasons and the circuit of months. The mathematical precision of creation, 365 and a quarter days, revealed God's absolute sovereignty over time itself. The fifth heaven contained perhaps the most sobering sight of all, the Grigori, or Watchers, giants among angels, whose faces were withered with shame and whose mouths remained perpetually silent. These were the ones who had descended to earth, broken their heavenly vows, and taken human wives, corrupting the world with their offspring, the Nephilim giants. Their prince Satanael had led them in rebellion against the Lord of Light. Now they stood in eternal regret, weeping for their fallen brethren who were imprisoned in even deeper darkness. When Enoch spoke to them, urging them to serve before the Lord's face rather than anger him further, they responded with such profound repentance that their voices rose before God, pitifully and affectingly. Even in judgment, divine mercy allowed for their cries to reach the throne. The sixth heaven revealed the magnificent administration of creation itself. 7 bands of bright angels, their faces shining brighter than the sun, managed the intricate details of cosmic order. These archangels measured all life in heaven and earth, controlled the seasons and years, governed rivers and seas, managed the fruits of the earth, and recorded every human soul's deeds and lives. Among them flew 6 phoenixes, 6 cherubim, and 6 winged ones, their songs so beautiful that human language cannot describe them. They sang continually before the Lord's footstool, their harmonies creating the very soundtrack of creation. In the 7th heaven, Enoch encountered the war room of the divine great archangels, incorporeal forces, dominions, governments, cherubim, seraphim, thrones, and many-eyed beings arranged in 9 regiments. The intensity of divine power here was so overwhelming that Enoch trembled with terror. Yet here he was shown the Lord from afar, seated on his very high throne. The revelation was clear. This was not the final destination. The Lord actually dwelt in the 10th heaven, called Aravoth in Hebrew, where all heavenly troops would bow according to their rank. The archangel Gabriel lifted Enoch beyond the seventh heaven through the eighth heaven called Muzaloth, changer of seasons, and the ninth heaven called Kuchavim, where the 12 constellations have their homes, until finally reaching the 10th heaven, Aravotha, dwelling place of God himself. Here Enoch saw the appearance of the Lord's face, like iron made to glow in fire and brought out emitting sparks. The divine presence was so ineffable, so terrible and wonderful, that human language breaks down attempting to describe it. The Lord's throne, not made with hands, was surrounded by countless troops of cherubim and seraphim singing incessantly. When the Lord spoke, testing his servants about Enoch's worthiness, they responded, "Let Enoch go according to your word." What happened next transforms our understanding of human potential and divine grace. The Lord commanded the archangel Michael to remove Enoch's earthly garments and anoint him with divine ointment. This wasn't mere ceremony, it was cosmic transformation. The divine ointment was brighter than the greatest light, like sweet dew with a scent mild and shining like the sun's rays. When Enoch looked at himself, he had become like one of his glorious ones, transformed from mortal man into an eternal being. But the physical transformation was only the beginning. The Lord summoned the archangel Pravel, whose knowledge exceeded all other archangels, to bring out the books from divine storehouses and give Enoch the pen of quick writing. For 30 days and 30 nights, Enoch received direct dictation from God himself about the works of heaven, earth, and sea, the elements and their movements, the thunderings, the sun and moon, the stars, seasons, years, days, and hours. Every human thing, every angelic song, every divine commandment was revealed to him. Enoch wrote 366 books for each day of the year, plus one for the eternal day that transcends time itself. But then came the most staggering revelation of all. The Lord spoke to Enoch as beloved and revealed secrets that he had not even told his angels. All that you see, all things that are standing finished, I tell to you, even before the very beginning, all that I created from non-being. For not to my angels have I told my secret, and I have not told them their rise, nor my endless realm, nor have they understood my creating. God revealed to this human being the ultimate mystery of creation itself, how he created everything from nothing, how he alone used to move in the invisible things before anything visible existed, like the sun moving from east to west. Even the sun finds peace in itself, but God found no peace because he was creating all things. This revelation places Enoch in a unique position in all of cosmic history, the only created being to whom God revealed the complete secret of creation itself. So here we stand millennia later with Enoch's testimony echoing through time. He witnessed the 10 heavens, saw the judgment of the rebellious and the reward of the righteous, beheld the cosmic machinery of creation, and was transformed into an eternal being who received the ultimate secrets of existence itself. But Enoch's journey wasn't just about his personal transformation. It was recorded for us, for every generation that would come after. His books weren't written for celestial libraries, but for human hearts seeking to understand their place in the cosmic order. The 10 heavens reveal layers of reality most of us never consider. They show us that justice and mercy operate on scales beyond our comprehension, that our choices echo through dimensions we can't see, and that the God who created everything from nothing is still actively involved in the intimate details of human existence. Enoch's vision presents us with the same choice that has faced humanity since the beginning. Will we walk in righteousness like Enoch, seeking to feed the hungry, clothe the naked, and walk without fault before the Lord? Or will we follow the path of the rebellious angels, pursuing our own will and ignoring divine commands? The 10 heavens aren't just ancient mystical concepts, they're a map of spiritual reality that surrounds us right now. The angels that manage the elements, the cosmic order that governs time and seasons, the recording angels that write down every detail of this, exists in dimensions parallel to our daily lives. Enoch was chosen not because he was perfect, but because he walked with God. He maintained that intimate relationship with the divine that most humans abandon in favor of earthly pursuits. His transformation from mortal man to eternal being shows us the potential that lies within human nature when it's aligned with divine purpose. The question that haunts us from Enoch's testimony is this: if God can transform a man into a being of light, if he can reveal the ultimate secrets of creation to human consciousness, if he can grant mortals access to the very throne room of eternity, what does that say about the destiny he has planned for those who seek him? As we close this journey through the 10 heavens, we're left with a vision that expands our understanding of reality itself. Enoch's experience shows us that the physical world we see is only the beginning of a cosmic order, so vast and intricate that it takes 10 levels of heaven just to house its administration. The fallen angels in the second heaven remind us that rebellion against divine order leads to eternal regret. The paradise of the third heaven shows us that righteousness has rewards beyond imagination. The cosmic machinery of the fourth heaven reveals God's absolute sovereignty over time and space. The repentant watchers of the fifth heaven demonstrate that even in judgment, divine mercy creates opportunities for redemption. The administrative angels of the sixth heaven show us that every detail of existence is managed with divine precision. The war room of the seventh heaven reveals the cosmic battle between good and evil that rages beyond our perception. And the final three heavens unveil the ultimate reality that behind all existence stands a God so magnificent, so loving, so powerful that he chooses to transform mortals into eternal beings and share with them the deepest secrets of creation. Enoch's journey through the 10 heavens isn't just ancient mysticism, it's a blueprint for human potential. It shows us that walking with God isn't just about moral behavior or religious observance. It's about participating in the cosmic order itself, becoming part of the divine plan that transforms not just individuals, but the very fabric of reality. The man who was taken by God didn't disappear, he was promoted. He was transformed from a temporary being bound by time and space into an eternal participant in the government of creation itself. And perhaps most incredibly, his story was preserved not to make us feel distant from such experiences, but to show us that this same God who chose Enoch is still choosing people today, still transforming lives, still revealing mysteries, still preparing eternal places for those who walk with him. The 10 heavens await. The question is, are you ready to begin the journey? If this exploration of Enoch's mystical journey has stirred something deep within your spirit, share it with others who hunger for the hidden mysteries of faith. Subscribe for more revelations from the depths of biblical truth, and let us know in the comments what aspect of Enoch's vision impacted you most. Until we meet again in the pursuit of divine mysteries, may you walk closely with the one who still transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary destinies.